What's up, guys? So, about to have this pre-workout meal, and then I'm gonna go and hit push today. I got my push A session today, so we might as well take you guys along. So we got the oats, blueberries, some cinnamon, pink salt, and I had to add, boom. You guys can use my discount code KENYON, KENYON. So we got the pre going down. Watermelon flavor. Fire free here. You can use my code KENYON. Try this out, man. This is actually really good. Oh. Alright, guys. So we are back with a lift here. We got push A. This is my push A session. And starting out here with cuffed cable lateral raise here. I did 3 working sets of this in the 15 to 20 rep range. I want to say it was 10 to 20 rep range. 10 to 20 rep range. So yeah, 3 working sets. And yeah, I've been doing these with the cuffs here, and they just feel so good, so natural. And as you can see here, I'm starting with the cable being at the very bottom. And you'll see later in this session, I end up doing these again, but with the cable higher up. They just feel so natural doing them this way. You're not thinking so much about your hands. At the previous gym I was at, I didn't actually have access to one of these cuffs, so I was just using the D handles. But honestly, if you have access to these, they feel really good. So yeah, these went well today. And then we had the flat Smith bench here. So I ended up going lighter than I did the previous session because, again, my pressing takes a hit when I start to diet, and I knew that would be the case today. So I just did 295 here for the initial working set. I did 3 working sets here, so this is the first one. And yeah, it definitely didn't feel as easy as I would like, but you know, it is what it is. It's what was expected given the fact that I am getting leaner now. And so this is the second working set. So yeah, with these working sets on the Smith flat bench, I've just been basically, you know, dropping the load each set, doing 3 working sets. So this was actually the same. I think I did 275 for the second set last session too, I believe. So I stuck with that weight. And it's still weird, man. You know, I'm still trying to get more used to doing the flat Smith bench because I really haven't been doing it. I wasn't doing it consistently for a while. You know, I was doing barbell bench, and then I had this slight tweak in my shoulder, and I had to back off and do some different machines. And then I ended up, once I got to this gym, I ended up starting to do this flat Smith bench once my shoulder started to feel a bit better, but still honestly trying to get more used to doing the Smith bench right now. And so yeah, it's kind of weird to be, that was the third set there. I ended up backing off from last session. I think I did 255 last session, and I decided to do 245 this session. And then here I actually progressed in a rep compared to last session. I actually also experimented by having my hands a little bit closer, tucking the shoulder or tucking the elbows a little bit more, but it felt very solid on these. And so this was a good set there. I was up a rep from last week last session, and I did the back off set here, and I actually got a couple more reps, but I did do a faster tempo than last session, but it just felt good. And so I was a couple reps up actually, but the tempo wasn't exactly the same. So that is something I do take in consideration, those little variations there, because it does matter. Like, just because you did more reps doesn't necessarily mean you progressed. And so, yeah, but at this point, I'm really focused more on trying to just retain my strength as much as I can. But I know with the pressing, it will go down as I get leaner. But this is the weighted dips here. So I went up in weight compared to last session, but I was, I think, down in reps actually. But I did go up like 10 pounds. And as you can see, I'm trying to get a really good stretch here on these. And I'm trying to actually spend some time at the top as well on the lookout. And they're definitely not easy when you do them that way. Definitely a lot more challenging than if you just don't use great range of motion. And then I did a back offset here. But really with the dips too, it's another movement where I haven't been consistently doing them until really just recently. And then so like my skill on some of these movements is not as great as it would be had I been doing them longer, more consistently, you know. It wasn't until I came to this gym that I started doing the weighted dips, you know. So skill not the greatest on them, but did what I could do there. And then we go into the cuffed laterals again, but this time we got the pulley set up to where it's more like at hip height. So again, this is challenging more the lengthen range now. Again, I did 3 working sets of these, and I did the same rep range, 10 to 20 reps. So these felt very solid. So like for the first lateral raise movement, like when I started out on this session, typically I'll do like maybe 2 warm-up sets and then go into the working sets. And then here I was already, you know, warm by doing these other movements, so I didn't even do a working set at all. But yeah, those are just feeling really solid there. And again, the weight's not the priority on those. I'm trying to get really good contractions at the top and just really focus on actually using the side delts to move the weight. And now we got tricep extensions. For this session, for this push A session, I typically use an easy curl bar. And then for the other session, I'll do a single arm variation, which if you've seen the previous training video, then you'll see that. But I did 3 working sets of these, 1 set of 8 to 10, and then 2 sets of like 11 to 15. So yeah, overall these felt pretty good. Just did what I could do on them. I did like I think 2 warm-up sets and then went into the working sets. And then for these, I didn't even do a warm-up set because I had already done all those other movements. So I just did 3 working sets of these, and I'm trying to think of the rep range. 1 set of, same thing, 1 set of 8 to 10, and then 2 sets of 11 to 15. So been doing these single arm overhead extensions on the cable, and they feel really good. And if you've seen the previous training video, you'll see I did dual arm. So for this session, the push A session, I'll do unilateral overhead work. And then the other push session, the push B session, I'll do bilateral overhead work. And I just swap out with the tricep extension movements, there. But yeah, that was that. All right, guys. So that's another episode of the reset. I wanted to take you guys through the full session today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And let me know, just give me some video ideas, y'all. Give me some video ideas and we can make it happen. So that's it, y'all.